Hello guys, welcome back to Prospect Channels TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Share this video, let it go viral. Let Nigerians understand what is happening in the Nigerian political landscape. The United States Council of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Bruce Fem, has called for the expulsion of Nigeria for several violations of the United Nations chapter in the legal prosecution of his client. This was contained in a letter Fem wrote to the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the President UN Secretary Council Nicholas de Rivera, and President United Nations General Assembly His Excellency Denis Francis. In the letter dated March 13, 2024, titled Re-expulsion of Nigeria for several violations of United Nations Chapter, Bruce Fem enumerated Nigerians' several violations of the UN chapter to which Nigeria is a signatory, including the hanging of an environmental advocate on behalf of the Ogoni people, Kaun, and its ongoing alleged genocide of Biafrans featuring industrial-scale atrocities. According to Fem, the peaceful calling for a referendum permitting Biafrans to vote on whether to establish an independent nation of Biafra with boundaries to be negotiated by its Nnamdi Kanu is protected under Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. He cited Article 6 of the United Nations Chapter, which provides for the expulsion of a member for persistently violating chapter principles, noting that Nigeria has easily met the standard for expulsion, which is illegal prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu, among others. While noting that the Nigerian government was not interested in the prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu, he explained that its ultimate aim was to kill Kanu in solitary confinement at a security cell like Russia's Ales Navalny. The letter, which Sahara reporters obtained on Thursday, partly read, on July 20, 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention issued an opinion finding that Nigerian government violated 16 international human rights covenants in the kidnap, torture, and extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya, to Abuja, Nigeria, in conspiracy with the government of Kenya on or about June 2021. The opinion ordered Mr. Kanu's immediate and unconditional release and repatriations, but Nigeria has ignored its United Nations international law obligation to comply. Since Mr. Kanu's illegal detention nearly 3 years ago, Mr. Kanu has been held in solitary confinement without access to necessary and urgent medical care and legal counsel by Nigerian Security Service. There is no trial date, and the charges against Kanu keep changing like weather vane. The government of Nigeria is hoping that Mr. Kanu will die in prison like Russia Alex. Nigerian courts have already held that Nigeria attempted the assassination of Nnamdi Kanu at his home in September 2027 in a military attack, killing several others. He was denied bail on the outlandish theory that in fleeing to save his life, Mr. Kanu violated the terms of his initial release in 2024. It added, on December 15, 2023, the Nigerian Supreme Court acknowledged the criminality of Mr. Kanu's extraordinary rendition of Mr. Kanu from Nairobi to Abuja, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Nnamdi Kanu, SC/CR/1361/2022. The court concluded, nevertheless, that Nigeria could profit from his crime by persecuting Mr. Kanu, who came within Nigerians' jurisdiction by flagrantly legal means as found by the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, for example, violations of Article 9 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, to which Nigeria is a signatory to. The Nigerian Supreme Court decision makes Nigeria an outlaw nation. It is now free to kidnap citizens in other countries for extraordinary rendition to Nigeria for persecution with impunity under Nigerian law. The decision flouts the preamble of the United Nations Charter, expressing a determination to establish conditions under which justice and respect for the obligations arising from the treaties and other sources of international law can be maintained. Article 6 of the United Nations Charter provides for the expulsion of a member for persistently violating Charter principles. Nigeria easily meets the standard for expulsion, including its illegal persecution of Nnamdi Kanu, the hanging of the environmental advocate on the behalf of the Ogoni people, Ken Saro-Wiwa, and its ongoing genocide of Biafrans, featuring industrial-scale atrocities. We urge the United Nations General Assembly, the Security Council, or Secretary General to appoint a commission of impartial human rights experts to advise whether Nigeria should be expelled under Article 6, the human rights credibility of the United Nations in the balance. It reads. Good move. Nothing justified keeping Kanu in solitary confinement for roughly 3 years. Only sadists enjoy such persecution. If the presidency is truly convinced that he breached the law, Malami and his team of SANS had sufficient time to diligently prosecute the case in the courts instead of engaging in frivolous amendment in any country that has respect for the rule of law. The case would have been struck out for lack of diligent prosecution, but we are still here. Out of curiosity, suppose he is eventually found guilty of any charge less than treason or terrorism, will he serve his sentence in the DSS custody? I don't understand. So guys, what's your take? Let's hear from you. Kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Thank you.